President-elect Donald Trump has been busy filling cabinet positions, some well-received, others fraught with controversy. What do these choices say about Trump's vision for his final term, and what will his U.S. domestic policy look like? For perspective, we're joined by political commentator, chair of CPAC, Matt Schlapp. Matt, thanks for being here. President-elect Donald Trump has chosen several Catholics to serve in his cabinet across the administration, including some who have appeared on this program: environmental lawyer RFK Jr., three-term Senator Marco Rubio, Representative Elise Stefanik, as well as Sean Duffy. Matt, what do you make of those picks so far, particularly RFK Jr.? Kennedy's a longtime critic of how corporate interests have captured the public health agencies meant to regulate them and the outside corrupt role of Big Pharma. What does his nomination as HHS Secretary mean to the citizen?
Well, I think it's got a lot of people inside the Beltway upset, and I think it's got a lot of people around America both confused and kind of excited. I mean, this whole Make America Healthy Again brought together a really interesting coalition of people that don't ideologically always match up. I thought, look, we invited RFK Jr. to CPAC. We're the first conservative group to invite him to speak, and he's a very interesting guy. I thought his initial pro-life answer was right on the money until his staff mugged him and told him he can't talk like that as a former Democrat. I think he's very open on questions of life, and I think he's a very interesting pick, a super interesting person.
Tom Homan, a Catholic and the former U.S. Border Patrol agent, is President Trump's pick for border czar. Now, that title doesn't come with an agency or a budget or workforce behind it, which is why Homan, I guess, doesn't need confirmation. My question is, recently during the fall meeting of the Catholic bishops, several expressed, or the entire body of bishops, expressed their support for immigrants in the United States, setting up what could be a contentious time between the Trump administration and the U.S. bishops over the mass deportations. Matt, the U.S. bishops get hundreds of millions of dollars from the U.S. government for their migration services programs. Are you concerned about what this could look like, the Catholic-Trump interaction in the coming days, with that layering on of hundreds of millions of dollars that may go away from their coffers?
Look, this is a conflict we need to discuss openly. The money that Catholic Charities gets to facilitate the open border and moving illegal migrants all around this country, I think those of us who are faithful Catholics need to have a conversation about the appropriateness of this. And Tom Homan is a good man. He's a friend of mine. I have a high regard for him. It's true that he's going to be working at the executive branch. I think it's smart to kind of separate that from the other border questions of enforcement. And I think, you know, we can have a conversation about the 1.9 million illegals who are here, who are ready to be deported because of their additional crimes, in many cases violent crimes. There's subsections of just the 15 million that I think is much higher than that Biden admits to allowing in, who are dangerous in these communities all over the country. I think we should all be able to agree on that as the right place to start.
Matt, who do you think is going to have the most trouble being confirmed? I mean, Matt Gaetz just withdrew his name from consideration as Attorney General. Who else might be in trouble? Your thoughts?
Well, that's a really interesting point. I think RFK Jr. is going to have some rough sledding. I can't imagine he's going to get the benefit of getting any of his former Democrat friends to vote for him. Although, you know, some Democratic governors and others have said they're for him, which is really interesting. I think the Collins Murkowski refusal to support Matt Gaetz before there was even a hearing, which is really unprecedented and quite rude. It'll be interesting to see if they continue that dynamic of pushing back against Trump, because it splits open this division with establishment Republicans, is how much leeway they're going to give Donald Trump in this second term. So confirmations are important with that. So I'd say RFK is the next one that has the most interesting path to being confirmed.
Matt Schlapp, thank you for the insights, for the analysis, and we will check in with you in the days ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond.